Yup, that's me. And in Watch Dogs Legion, it could be you. Or you could be a street artist, or a beekeeper, or any other citizen of London. They're all just a few favors away from joining DedSec, the hacktivist collective turned rebel group. Right now, I'm Dan Iyer, one of many immigrant construction workers helping build the future of this city. Or at least he is when he's not getting endlessly hassled by Albion, the private army that's taken over London, or helping DedSec accomplish its plans. Anyway, I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Which is suspicious timing, if you ask me.
It is.
Can you think of anyone with a grudge against you?
I recruited Dan while playing as Catherine Lim, a spy working for DedSec. And when I say spy, I mean in the classic sense. Car that shoots missiles, watch that jams nearby firearms, and so on. Albion was giving Dan trouble, so I took care of that trouble by shutting down a car bomb that Albion was planning to pin on Dan. That was a pretty big favor, so Dan offered his allegiance in return, giving me instant access to construction sites with his innocuous orange vest and hard hat, as well as a nail gun ideal for securing loose ends, and even the ability to fly using his huge cargo drone. As Dan, my first real assignment from DedSec had me making contact with Hamish Balaji, an engineer who defected from Albion. His waterfront flat was just across the marina from a local CTOS hub that I could use to remotely hack his security, and I could have used a couple of convenient window washer lifts to get up there before exiting in style. But why hack your way to the top when you can fly? Construction workers may not seem like the most obvious choice for undercover work, but their ability to summon a cargo drone anywhere, anytime, not just from special drone stations like other operatives can, makes them an essential addition to anyone's roster of DedSec operatives. Accessing the CTOS hub, I saw Hamish had rather a lot of security. Shotgun-powered, in fact, but it was nothing I couldn't handle. Hamish wasn't happy about the intrusion, but once he figured out I was with DedSec, he decided not to blow me up, a courtesy he did not extend to the Albion troops who barged in after me. Surrounded and armed with nothing but a pig mask and a shock pistol, I legged it, shimmied up to a hidden ledge, and called in a cargo drone to make good my escape. Or wait, no, I didn't. Unless you're playing with permadeath, getting taken down by Albion or the cops means your operative will spend some time cooling their heels in jail. But in this case it didn't take too long because I'd had the foresight to recruit a barrister named Elena Vernidub to the cause, who got Dan's jail time reduced significantly. Meanwhile, if he'd been smacked down by criminals or run over by a car, having a paramedic on the team would have shortened his hospital stay.
Drone expert.
With all the operatives at your fingertips, you don't necessarily need to escape a mission for it to be successful so long as the main goal, in this case contacting Balaji, has been accomplished. So while I was waiting for Dan's release, the next mission kicked off anyway, and it fell to other DedSec operatives to infiltrate the Tower of London, which Albion's boss, Nigel Cass, had turned into his personal headquarters.
No private police!
After a few well-intentioned but ultimately unsuccessful tries, I chatted up a disgruntled Albion guard named Kennedy Dowd, who agreed to help out so long as I liberated a van full of drugs to help wean her friend, who'd been unwittingly addicted to them by a mob-controlled doctor. After convincing her to join, I stepped into Kennedy's shoes and sent her in to spy on the meeting, but there was a hitch. Someone had caught wind of her defection, and while the uniform was enough to avoid suspicion from a distance, anyone who got too close would recognize her as a spy. Luckily, a few phone and camera hacks let me distract any suspicious guards and slip past, and I walked right up to the meeting room just in time to see Cass shoot a man for questioning his authority.
No more debate.
With the HQ now on full alert, I turned on Kennedy's personal cloaking device and escaped through the haunted catacombs under the tower, always one step ahead of the mysterious sobs and whispers that echoed through its stone halls.
What the fuck?
As Kennedy emerged into the safety of the Thames, Dan emerged from jail, so I switched back to him and responded to an SOS beacon from someone who seemed to know a little too much about DedSec. This someone turned out to be Richard Malik, an analyst for the SIRS intelligence agency who suspected some of his own colleagues might be behind Zero Day, a mysterious entity that framed DedSec in a series of bombings that transformed London.
These pricks are going to blow up Parliament and hang it on us.
Not if you get to that detonator first.
When Malik didn't show up for our meeting, I immediately suspected foul play, and sure enough, Bagley, The all-seeing AI in the ear of every DedSec operative pieced together some local CCTV footage to recreate the scene of his kidnapping. I tracked Malik to a local construction yard, called in Dan's cargo drone, and took an overwatch position high above the pit while hijacking another drone to drop explosive payloads on the unsuspecting guards while drawing their attention away from me. A couple of creative hacks helped me free Malik from his impromptu torture room, and with his help, I went on to infiltrate SIR's headquarters, hack their servers with the help of a handy spider drone, and make off with a list of possible spy agency malefactors. Not a bad day's work for a man in a hard hat, but it's just one story and London's full of them. When Watch Dogs Legion arrives on October 29th for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Stadia, and on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 when those platforms launch, you'll be able to recruit any of London's citizens that you find in the open world to your DedSec crew and start creating a few stories of your own. For more on Watch Dogs Legion and all things Ubisoft,
Our London town. A modern metropolis. Built on history and prosperity. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
Oh my god.
Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
With London under attack by a mysterious terrorist, the government turns to a private military company called Albion to keep everyone safe. What could possibly go wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Cass, CEO of Albion. He's kindly stepped up to establish order.
Understand this. I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize this.
He will stop at nothing to permanently control the city.
London will be the first city in the world to be made truly safe.
Nigel's not the only opportunist who's taken a liking to this fair city. Meet Mary Kelly, head of the most powerful crime syndicate in London.
Be sure and spread the word.
She and her goons are using the dark web to sell everything from party pills to people.
This microchip is scary, I know, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I?
You made me a slave.
You do not want to ruffle her feathers. With the city out on its arse, it now falls on you to build a resistance and take back London.
All right, everyone. Faces on, guns out.
Any of the brave Londoners you see walking the streets can be recruited into your team. Like him. Her. Or even her. Everyone can become your next secret weapon. In our first mission, we need to get some dirt on Nigel Cass, and that means breaking into Albion headquarters inside the Tower of London. All the hardy souls you see here are people we have recruited from the streets of London. They all have unique abilities, and you're free to tackle this mission with whoever you like.
Dear God, my eyes.
Badly?
Zip up, get to work, and let's never talk about this again.
Like everyone in DedSec, Arthur can hack pretty much whatever. But as a construction worker, he has a particular set of tools that make him handy. He can even call his own cargo drone. Perfect for gate crashing, when you're not invited. And who needs a regular old gun when you have a bloody nail gun?
Come here, you soidoid shitboard. Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
Perhaps we could approach this mission differently. If you'd rather keep your distance, we've got you covered. Amy is a drone expert.
What have we here?
A real tech connoisseur.
Hate spiders, but love this one.
What an adorable creepy crawler.
Here we are. Let's class the place up.
A drone expert does have the unique ability to summon their own drone. This little darling is fast and stealthy.
She aims, she fires, she hits.
I'm reading incoming drones.
She can also hack enemy drones, turning the tide in her favor. And if you are not into direct confrontation, there are more ways than one to get the job done. Recruiting an Albion officer like Brielle here might be challenging, but it'll get you inside restricted Albion areas.
Don't mind me, just doing recon for a bunch of insurgents.
However, do anything suspicious and she'll probably wind up with a bullet in the back of her head.
You've been approved for entry.
We're missing the human element here. I can get the Defense Minister on the line right now.
Well, if you feel you must. Criminals running our streets, illegals threatening our families, the police commissioner himself, assassinated by terrorists.
Well, that seems to be enough evidence. Next up, we're crashing Mary Kelly's organ farming operation and putting a stop to it.
That's good. The buyers expect high quality stuff.
And we need a hard nut for this.
Impairing our frontal lobe again, are we?
Bags, don't disturb me in my natural habitat.
Say hello to Mickey. The man lives for his team.
That put another hair on my chest.
And doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. He does have a slight drinking problem, though. And he's passed out. We'll come back to him. You know what? Let's go with someone a bit more professional. Done and dusted.
Not bad if I do say so, innit?
Not everyone in London is a legendary assassin or a super spy, but everyone can be a hero. So get out there, find the best recruits, and build your resistance. It's time to take back London.
Game today, so you're already part of DedSec, you already have a small team assembled, but we're looking for a new recruit. You know, our game being all about play as anyone, that's what we want to show off to everybody today, that we can actually go out there, play as anyone, right? So that means any person in this bar, any people out on the street, any people in this world, you can play as them. Recruit them to your team, convince them to join your cause, and we're going to start off by finding someone to do that with.
Yeah, so we're walking around, we're looking, we're seeing some traits.
Yeah, what Matt's doing here is he's profiling the different people in the bar, and you're getting a little bit of information on those people. And the green line highlighting stats in the middle there, that's their inherent traits. And that's either a personal boost or a team boost for helping out your team. So that's just one of the things you could use to make your decision of who you want to join DedSec. Could be totally based on any other preference you like. Maybe you like the sound of their voice. Maybe they look cool.
Maybe you like the way they sit on a chair.
Maybe you like his posture on the chair there.
Yeah,
Looks like a cool guy for sure. Matt's going around saving a couple of those people to his contacts tab.
Okay.
Even looking outside, might pull a couple in from the world. really, literally play as anyone.
And we're starting with a grandma once again. That seemed to be a pretty big hit the other day.
Yeah, that's luck of the draw. We do start the demo with a random selection of characters. We happen to pull a good one for the stream today, which is always nice.
Very nice. I like that skill. That's my kind of player right there.
Okay, I think that's probably enough. We've probably got a few people saved up to the team now. We can pop open that menu. This is our contacts tab. So this is a deep profiler, giving you all kinds of in-depth information about the characters, everything from their age, occupation, their salary, as well as their relationships in the world. You see this person has an uncle and a cousin. Those are real people out in the world right now. We could go find his uncle, meet up with him. If we were to do something to his uncle, this guy is not gonna like it. They'll actually respond to the stuff you're doing out in the world and react to that. And that'll affect that progress bar in the middle. You see there Matt taking a cruise around London, showing that this guy has a schedule. He's gonna actually be at different places in the day. If you were to go to the pharmacy at 6 a.m., you'll find this guy is running errands there, and you'll bump into him on the street.
Getting an early start to the day. I like that.
It's a full realized simulation, so very exciting stuff. So we'll go back in. We'll see in the middle there, we got the DedSec support bar.
Oh, yes.
All the different characters in the world, they have different feelings towards DedSec when you meet them, right? So some
you got
people,
a few opposers
some
right
people
here.
are opposed, some people are neutral, some people have a very positive opinion. And to get someone on your team, what you have to do is convince them. So you got to move that bar up. You got to do favors for them, intervene in their lives in ways that will change their opinion of DedSec.
Make sure they're down with the cause.
Yeah, they're not just willing to join without you proving that it's worth doing and helping them out with stuff. So normally what we do is intervene, do a bunch of favors. In the interest of time for the stream today, we're going to do a little E3 cheat and hack that bar all the way up to the top.
Sprinkle
Looks like Matt's
yes.
going to take us George Penn here.
I like it. Look at that hair. This guy's got a tattoo on his forehead.
Sick face tattoo.
What can you tell
Looks
me
like a cool
about him,
guy.
Bagley?
Apparently he's been busy planting evidence for Albion.
Interesting. We should look into this.
So we have added the guy as a potential recruit. Now all we got to do is find where George went to. Looks like he might have walked away while we were rambling on there. He's walked his way back in the world.
He's
I told
got
you.
stuff to do.
He's got a schedule.
Yeah.
He's got stuff to do. He's out there in the world doing it.
He needs to handle all his stuff so he can get to the pharmacy by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Matt is playing as a low mobility character.
Yeah. We're gaining a little bit of ground. It's just
gradually making our way up there. Low mobility characters can do everything everybody else can do. They're just going to go about it a little bit slower. So,
look at the hair.
What do you want?
You've been rather naughty. DedSec's caught wind that you're planting evidence for Albion.
I am not doing it by choice. They're blackmailing me. If I don't follow them lead, me done.
Right. And if someone made that dirt disappear?
You're gonna infiltrate Albion to get rid of the evidence? If you did that, I'd owe you something serious, but I'd never expected.
Shit. I'd consider lending him a hand. Could turn out to be useful.
Albion stores sensitive data like this on air-gapped servers, so zeroing those hard drives will solve this problem and put an end to this whole evidence planting scheme.
Perfect. Tell me how to get there.
So there we go. We cheated up that bar to get his support up high, but he still wants us to do one big favor for him before he's really willing to join the team. So
and that's what we're doing now.
That's exactly what we're going to do. See Matt cruising down the streets here, beautiful Westminster district of London. You know, the iconic Big Ben there, Parliament next to that, pulling down up on the Thames here.
Ooh, that London Eye.
The London Eye.
I mean, obviously this looks gorgeous, and you know we're in the I guess relatively yes, you're welcome. You know we're in the relatively near future. How do you and the team go about sort of creating the London you want while staying true to what London is today?
Tricky question.
Delicate balance
here, but I mean, essentially what we do is we start off with a lot of research. We went there in person. We've done our, you know, our homework, so to speak. you know, we've done a lot of investigations. We figured out what we wanted in there, the types of locations and the places. We knew we wanted to include as much as possible. So we got a very huge offering. We're going to pull up the menu later, and we can show you off just how big and robust that world is. Cool. We've also added new stuff, you know, straight out of our imaginations as well. So not just taking the places that are there, but injecting some of our own places and personality into our version of what future London could be.
This could be the new Scotland Yard in the near future.
Yeah, and based on actual Scotland Yard, but in our version of the world, things are a little different. So not just the Metropolitan Police anymore, they've been kind of relegated, pushed to the side by private military contractors who have kind of taken over the station. That's Albion. You'll notice their flags and propaganda, and their soldiers patrolling the halls of New Scotland Yard. So it's safe to say it's you know, super locked down. He's not going to be able to just waltz in here with Granny and pack those servers. So he's going to do a little bit of scouting around. You notice from time to time a wave emanating out for the player or the camera. That's Matt using the ping system, which kind of data scrapes the world, finds different things in the world that he can interact with, like hacking into cameras, setting up traps, profiling characters to add to his contacts tab. Matt doing a little bit of scouting around now, you know, trying to figure out where that blackmail server is. Looks like we've got a sight line. There. Person chipping in time to time says Bagley. Yeah. That's your sentient AI assistant, kind of like a hacked version of an Alexa or a Siri. He's kind of the cornerstone, linking all your team together, and he's going to pop in time to time, give you some hints and tips, and kind of help guide you on your way throughout the journeys of Watch Dogs.
And we're seeing the skills as well when we're profiling these you know, these guys that are effectively standing in our way.
Yeah, those are real people too. You know, you can profile them, save them to your contacts tab. If Matt doesn't kill them, we could even recruit them later to the team.
It's harder to recruit the dead. No, he's wagging his fingers. Are we going lethal or no?
No. I think we're gonna try and do this a little stealth, but it is a systemic demo, so you know anything can and will go wrong, I'm sure. Using that hack distract in there, he deactivated the security device, make his way in there a little easier. He found that server in the back room there, but now he's encountered a locked door obstacle. Fortunately, there's someone out in the world that has the key card to that door. Matt is playing the hacker class today, so that comes with a little extra special perk. He's got his little spider bot buddy there, whipping out and navigating the world with that. That spider can even do takedowns on enemies, has a drone turret function, so you can actually go and
if you want to go aggro.
Yeah, if you wanted to take that guy out with the turret, that would be completely possible.
Getting very close there, Matt. Okay, taking him out anyways.
A little face hugger action there.
That looked comfortable.
The spider bot did self-destruct, but not to worry. There's a little cooldown in the timer. That'll regenerate over time, and it'll be able to redeploy that later.
Very cool.
So we got that key card, not a physical key. We're in the future, right? So it's an RFID key that he hacked digitally. Kind of remote pocket picking. Yeah, Granny's not our most capable hand-to-hand fighter, so we do equip her with a stun gun, so we can do a little bit more aggressive takedowns with hand-to-hand, as she won't carry quite her weight as someone else with the melee system.
She's got some friendly emotes there too as well.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the mask as well. Looks like he's handling business, but...
Yeah, we're in a restricted area, right? So you can't just go in there with your face exposed. All the characters in the systemic demo going off the rails right now. Those guys getting in here. Granny going loud, pulling out that weapon. We do have a choice, lethal or non-lethal. Matt's choosing right now to use the non-lethal shock rounds, so those people aren't dead. Granny's just putting them to sleep.
Very kind and sympathetic grandma. Time to make that.
Clearing out some enemies.
Make the exit, yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna make our way there.
Feel for those knees.
Hard on the knees, yeah.
She's moving fast.
Chaos breaking out in the streets. Yeah.
Oh, mask is going back on, coming back off.
Maybe you want to run away from here, man. Yeah. Let's get out of here before things go more off the rails.
Dead set here. We've cleaned up the dirt Albion had on you. You're free.
You seen it? Look, it is not normally my way to rob shopkeepers. But I was in dire situation. I owe you.
Don't be a stranger, love. We just may take you up on that favor someday.
You got it. You need help? I'm the first one you call, you hear me?
We got George.
So there we go. Yeah, we got George. He expressed his willingness to join DedSec, so we're going to take him up on that, obviously, right? We can recruit George. When you recruit a new operative, you have the opportunity to select their class. So this gives you a little bit more customization to not only play the characters you want, but play them how you want as well. So we were already showing you guys the hacker class with the spider bot ability. That's more of our remote infiltrator type class. We have our enforcer, which is kind of a run and gun heavy weapon specialist with a sticky mine special ability. And the infiltrator class, stealth and melee focused. They have an AR cloaking ability, which allows them to go invisible, or at least make people think they're invisible, and even shroud bodies.
May I choose?
As long as it's the infiltrator class.
I would love to see the infiltrator. That's how I like to play, and I think Berube also likes to take it slow and steady where possible.
I was just joking about that. You could have chose any class, but we want to show off the most amount of stuff possible to our fans today. So we're going to try and get through all 3 classes at some point in the demo.
Well then.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So Matt had a perk available to equip. So even beyond the class system, further customizing your characters the way you like to play, we have perks. So perks are different abilities you can assign to that player for further customization. You'll see we have 4 available in the E3 demo today. We'll obviously have a lot more in the full version of the game.
Gotcha. And Matt just went ahead and picked one without consulting us.
I didn't catch that. What perk do we got, Matt?
We went for the lunge.
He's got the lunge perk.
What is the lunge perk?
Lunge perk's going to give you a little bit of a increased takedown radius when you're going through that layout.
Close the gap.
Close the gap quick. Take those guys out from a little further when he's playing.
I mean, that seems to play to his particular skill set as well with the grapple damage.
Exactly.
Was that in your mind when you chose that, or did you know you were going lunge?
DedSec, a merry band of misfits, hooligans, and radicals. Try to fit in.
I'm onto it.
All right, got our super cool new operative. We did a tactical op swap there, which tags the person out on the spot. Our granny's going back to her routine, off to tea time or to bed. It's
doing what
late.
she needs to do.
I don't know. Yeah.
Look at this car.
We're going to take our new operative on a story mission. So we have a full, robust campaign, of course. 5 unique op lines, all with their own thematics and interesting characters and places to go to. Very exotic missions. This one's more of our traditional British spy thriller, very James Bond-esque.
All right.
You know, cloak and dagger shit.
President meeting at Westminster Abbey, final resting place of noted cousin fucker King Edward I.
Is that relevant?
It is if you're his cousin.
Making our way back to Westminster, over to Westminster Abbey. You'll see Matt's driving an autonomous, what we call a room on wheels vehicle. No steering wheel, no even steering column in there.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Sit back, enjoy. He's hacking in and remotely driving it. All the vehicles in the world are autonomous capable.
Okay.
So he could have enabled the auto drive and sat back and had this drive him to his destination. Matt's not a very passive guy, so he likes to play, he likes to take control. So he's driving there himself.
Whoa, where are we now?
We're at the famous Westminster Abbey Cathedral here. Notice we got a little social outreach going on here. The people of London reaching out, helping each other out with their lives. They're not happy with what's going on. They want to help. The people of London, they want to help each other, right? That's why, you could believe that something like DedSec could be something that they'd be inspired to join and maybe make even a bigger difference in the world. But if you're not willing to do that, you could have other options for helping your fellow people.
Cool.
Malik asked that we notify him when you arrive, so have a seat. Won't be a moment.
Now, what we're about to see here is the characters we recruit and play as become the stars of the show. They are fully immersed in the cutscenes with their own mannerisms and dialect and personalities, and things will play out differently depending on who we've recruited and are playing as.
I have to walk away. I haven't slept in 76 hours. I can't do this.
You're just tired.
No, I'm afraid. I know who Sycorax is, and I don't think I can beat her.
You don't have to. Just give me the name. I'm not asking.
This guy is great. That was a good pick.
All right. trusting you with this.
George anymore, so we've had to find another recruit to bring over
Gone but
here.
not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yes.
Exactly.
So who do we have here?
So now we have our new character. I didn't catch his name there. We pop open the profiler. There we
Okay.
go.
Likes to pick fights at the pub.
Lyle. So we got
And he
Lyle
obviously
Bigelow.
spends some good time at the pub because his skill is plus 75% melee damage while drunk.
Yeah, that's not accidental. Our traits and their stories, they're connected, right?
They
So
line up.
that's
Nice.
derived from their information and their backstories to make the world simulation more robust and accurate, I guess.
Cool. Let's dig back in. I know we're anxious to get back into the gameplay.
Yeah, we're going to get back into the game. We're going to be heading all the way up to the top of the map there, Camden Market. While we're here, we'll take a little bit of time to peruse around
See what's going on, yeah.
our version of London. It's a very big offering, super dense. We got 8 unique boroughs, all with their own identities, cultural landmarks, simulated populations, different people, different places. Very robust world to explore and discover.
And thankfully with London, there's a very robust transit system with the metro to work with.
Yeah, that's right. We have to take advantage of that, iconic underground tube station as our fast travel system. It's just one of many ways we can get around the world. Popping out here in the iconic Camden High Street. So Camden's a very different vibe from Westminster. Westminster's a little more traditional, buttoned down, kind of a traditionally classic, iconic British location, whereas Camden Market's more of a heart of counterculture.
That building has a scorpion coming out of it.
Yeah, tattoo shop with a giant holographic scorpion. We're in the future, take advantage of that. At least on the art side, we're injecting a
lot of flavor.
A lot of flair infused into the world with our future technologies. It is a famous shopping district in the world as well. So this is just like real life. A lot of clothing shops here. In fact, every single clothing store in our world is interactable.
Oh.
So you can go there, interact with the smart glass panel on the window, buy some interesting threads for your character or your team. A little bit of a disclaimer here. Work in progress features. Some of the iconography and inventory will be missing, but we got enough stuff equipped that we can find Matt some nice clothes to wear.
Or remove some clothes.
Or remove some clothes as well.
All right.
Slick jacket.
Yeah,
Kind
Matt
of fitting
likes
in
the leather
with the
and spikes.
eclectic crowd in Camden High Street here.
Oh, wow. All right.
Interesting choice. Yeah.
Reflection of self.
Yeah, looks
I
cool.
like it. Yeah.
I'm digging it.
It's a bit of a Freddie Mercury thing going on here.
Yeah, I got our operative decked out. That doesn't affect his personality. That's just, giving him a little flair. Making our way down, little token wheelie pop there on the bike. Going down to Camden Market. So Camden Market in our world, not quite the tourist trap it is in modern London.
Got some other stuff going on?
Yeah.
Sycorax has 3 people in the area looking for Manning. Word would get back to her quickly if something were to happen to them. So you'd better hurry up and happen to them before they move on.
So, as I was saying before Bagley so rudely interrupted me, Camden Market, not quite the same place it is in modern London. In our version of the world, it's become quite dystopian. It's completely been taken over by organized crime unit who have come in here and set up their operations. A lot of black market activity going on in Camden Market.
Got to shut that down.
Yeah. Matt scouting around with a drone. We have different drones all throughout the world. Cargo drones, news drones, Wi-Fi drones,
construction drones,
assault drones, riot drones, a world full of drones. You can just go ahead and find those out in the world and pluck them out of the sky and take over control of them.
It's like we got a bit of a grow-up here or something.
Yeah, little illegal black market activity going around. Something a little more serious than a grow-up in this back end of the market.
Yeah, those look like humans.
Yeah, these are not good people, right? Please do not feel bad for them if Matt has to take a few of these guys out. You found that the gate was locked. Looking for another opportunity to bypass the systems here. Getting creative, a little hacking of vehicles. Made himself a little platform to jump off.
Love it.
Also spotting a cargo drone up in the sky there, moving around the layout with explosive payload, hacking right in there, taking control, setting up some traps in the world. Big enough that we could even jump on there and ride it.
Oh yes,
Pretty
and
sweet.
perhaps looks like he's lining something up. I don't know. I'm seeing a target at the bottom of that. Is that too much of a spoiler?
Well, it is a cargo drone, so it does have some
Drop some cargo. Oh,
explosive payload there, unleashing that on the unsuspecting guys below.
opening the door.
Getting creative, hacking a few things as he goes throughout his exploration. Box head, sweet mask. Flying in here, a little Green Goblin style action going on, taking advantage of that cargo drone.
I like that box head.
He is playing the infiltrator class there. Oh, suplex. Nice. Nicely done.
And what was that?
So what he was doing there, he was hacking into people's optic nerve device to put a camouflage cloak on himself, hiding them from his vision, snuck in there with a little melee takedown and shrouded that dead body with the same device. So those people are hidden from people's sight. They're still there. They're not actually really gone. They're just hidden from people's vision.
Okay.
Not showing off our
a little more hands-on.
Our improved melee system here. We got takedowns, dodges, grapples,
and brutal finishers.
Brutal finishers. Yeah.
Goodness.
The advantage of taking people out with the hand-to-hand, of course, you know, those are people he could add to his contacts tab, and we could potentially even win them over and recruit them later. You know, it's going to take quite a bit more convincing than the people
forgive
on the
and
street,
forget,
but,
right?
Yeah. They have problems in their lives too that they're, I'm sure, grateful if we would help them out.
Can't beat them, join them.
Getting in here, we got 2 out of 3 people neutralized. Taking out some drones, not just friendly drones, but combat drones patrolling the skies as well.
Coming in all flavors.
Got a guy in here in some kind of demented black market operating theater. You know, good stuff can't be happening in there. This is definitely a bad dude.
Shut him down. Shut him down.
Let's see. Looks like Matt's going out, hunting down the key card, get access to that door.
There's that RFID again, just getting in range.
RFID. Keeping those drones off his back. You got a box on your head, man. A little problem see.
That's hard. It's hard work.
Different masks obviously available for your characters to find and buy and equip. Give them your own customized flavors. Get a distraction. Double drop kick. Wham! Wow. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Look at that, your plan worked. There's more buzz coming from
And
Sycorax's
there, a little
organisation than
parkour
there next to
action,
Randy
climbing up
Wasps.
there for escape.
Well, I may have sent everyone in Sycorax's network CCTV footage of what you just did to their friends. That got them moving.
Is that safe?
No, not really. But then you're a violent insurgent who runs around in a colourful mask, punching mercenaries, stealing top secret intelligence and driving through street cafes. Define safe.
Yeah, fair enough. So what now?
That's easy. Your fellow operatives are following all of the lieutenants around. So, look at that. One of them just left a dead drop in a rubbish bin in Trafalgar Square, which sounds like a lead to me.
That's where we're going then.
Right?
All right, we got the next beat of our objective. Way down in Trafalgar Square.
Love it.
Iconic Trafalgar Square. Symbol of free speech and public assembly in the world. You'll notice Matt's looking at, he's got other operatives out in the world going about doing their thing. That's one means of traveling around the world. It's actually switching to your different operatives.
The op swap you were
yeah,
talking
you
about,
could go to where they are, or we could take the tube. Interest of time, we'll jump on that tube and make
right.
our way down there super quick.
Getting a look at Trafalgar Square now.
Yeah, Trafalgar Square, like I said, a symbol of free speech, public assembly. The people in London out in full force expressing their frustration with what's happening in their world, showing that, you know, resilient British defiance.
You're here to find a dead drop containing location of Sycorax's meeting with her trusted lieutenants. You can find and murder the old woman. Don't worry, she's very bad.
Right, thanks.
Nat taking a good look around, maybe profiling some people to see
Saving
as
them
their
for the
schedules.
contacts, yeah.
They're right where they're supposed to be. But they're adding some interesting operatives for later on his contacts tab.
Love it.
Here we go, Matt hacking in that camera. Always a good idea before you enter any location to get a good scout around, do your reconnaissance. He's noticing some authority in the vicinity. We've got some Albion guards up there. Likely to be a trouble situation brewing.
About to get into some action.
Yeah, maybe we'll take this opportunity to switch to one of our operative classes. Take one of our assault characters there. Yeah, let's go with her. She looks good. She looks tough, capable.
Feeling the heat already.
Yeah, there we go. Just like that in there. TAC op swap. Just got to find our objective. Matt scouted out a little trash bin dead drop there, going to pick up. And again, you'll see that our characters become fully immersed in the cinematics. She's going to have a different voice and different actions as well. They are truly the stars of the stories.
Love it.
The characters you recruit.
What's going on here?
Hello, DedSec. You're trying to stop me, but my work isn't done yet. I don't want to make the people of this city suffer anymore, but sometimes things have to get a little bit worse before they can get a hell of a lot better. You can survive this, but you have to surrender. Right fucking now.
I'll never surrender to you.
You're confused. Did you think I'd say all this if I hadn't already won?
Get out of there, now! But there's people in the embassy! It's too late, fucking run!
So what's going on? He's got framed for a terrorist activity there. We got the authorities closing in on him. You know, completely surrounded, not just on the ground. Drones shooting him out of the sky as well. He is playing that assault class, so he's got that proximity mine he's able to throw in the world, detonate on characters.
It looks like he's in some trouble, though.
He's got some heavy artillery going. Surrender or get back up. What's he gonna do?
We gotta get back up.
We gotta get back up.
We gotta get
We gotta get back up. Don't give up. You got this. We're gonna load this. Oh, he does not got this. It turns out. That's it. He's done. He's dead. She's done as well. Our character.
London. Greatest city in the world. Well, used to be. Now it's a right mess. Government's fucked off. Extremists are grabbing power. Organised crime slicing up the boroughs. The war dogs are out. And freedom's a bloody joke. But this ain't their London. This is our London. And there's a new power growing. It's all of us, together. We're building a resistance, one recruit at a time.
What's my favourite operative up to this evening? And no, I never say that to the others.
Scouting talent, Bagley. So gob shut, eyes peeled, yeah?
I have no eyes, and if I did, I wouldn't peel them.
Severe. Heightened security measures are in effect throughout London city limits.
Bloody drones are everywhere, kicking our fucking teeth in lately.
Then I recommend you recruit someone who can deal with drones.
Brilliant, never would have thought of that.
You're clear. Sod off.
All right, easy. I'm complying.
Impressive skill set.
Sure, but we need a drone expert, Raj, not a shit kicker. File that one away for later.
Are you concerned about the increased Albion presence in London?
It's a total disgrace. Mercenaries patrolling the street.
Get the fuck over here.
Me? I ain't done nothing.
Come on, you shifty prick. Hurry up.
Well now.
Jimmy Shaw. No formal engineering training, but he has several mischief charges for hijacking Albion drones.
Hold still. Fuck you, man. You got no right.
Fucking hell. We find our drone expert and he's about to get himself nicked. I'm dead set. Get out of here.
Riot drone! Stop! Keep your hands visible.
Best not to escalate if you don't... Oh, just ignore me!
Prepare to be detained.
Not today.
Halt! Prepare to be detained.
Auto drive now disabled.
Several chase drones are converging on your position.
No shit. What were you planning to tell me about the bloody checkpoint?
Oh, there's a checkpoint.
Move!
Fuck! We lost Ian. He's gone.
Lovely evening, isn't it?
I used to feed the birds here. Now they're all bloody machines.
Get used to it. In the long march of progress, everything dies eventually.
Eventually, even you, Bagley, I'm sure.
Now, there's my Helen. Speaking of death, you'll never guess what just happened to Ian.
Oh, for God's sake, Bagley, a little respect.
Then let's finish what he started. He was working on a new recruit, a drone expert.
That's promising. What do we know about him?
Albion scanned Jimmy just before Ian was killed. I should be able to predict his next move from that data. Unfortunately, his records are locked up tighter than your compression stockings.
Let's get someone over there, Bagley. Chop, chop.
Ready for some action, Naomi?
Always. But this recruit better be worth all the trouble.
According to the Scotland Yard records, Jimmy's sister was killed by Clan Kelly. We believe he's seeking his revenge inside Camden Market.
Camden Black Market, you mean?
Yes, the Kellys are rumoured to run all sorts of illicit goods out of the old stables, some with fingers and toes.
If he's gone in there alone, he's in big trouble.
The Kellys have this place on full lockdown. I have an idea.
Today, everything's all fine and dandy. It's all we need to get this shit back into fucking streets. And be careful.
Now, Naomi, we've already lost one operative, so try not to get killed, or we'll be in the red for the day.
Copy that.
What the hell? Is this a meme? This better be a joke or I'm snapping.
Cannabis and fentanyl, together at last through the miracle of genetics.
The Kellys are moving loads of weapons out of here. And not your typical back alley shanks. Stables. It's human trafficking. Found Jimmy.
Cheeky shit. Fuck you.
And here we thought he might be in some sort of trouble. So, how are you going to get him out of there?
Lots of hugs and kisses.
Reinforcements are converging on your position.
On your feet, mate.
Well, wait a minute. Are you DedSec?
Hope you're sharper than you look.
Jesus Christ! Someone help me beat these DedSec pricks!
Back up! I need back up!
Whoa!
Does the rolling help?
Watch it! Shit! Fucking hell! Run! Well, we showed those fucks, didn't we?
We almost died out there tonight.
Look, thanks for helping me, but I can handle myself.
Right. You think you're better off alone. You think everyone else has given up and there's no one to trust. That's what they want you to think, and that's how they'll take us, one at a time. It doesn't have to be that way. Together, we can change things.
Wait. What happened to that bloke who helped me?
He didn't make it.
Fuck it.
Welcome to DedSec, James.
Yeah. Okay, so where do I go to meet the rest of the crew?
You don't need to go anywhere. Look around you. Everyone has a reason to fight, and DedSec is open to anyone.
Anyone?
Welcome to the Resistance.
Had a good run there for a while. Now it's all riots, bombings, and people thrown in cages like animals. Oh, and who could forget the killer robots everywhere? So yeah, that's all gone a bit shit. It's up to us to take our city back. Thing is, we can't do it alone. We need to recruit a resistance. I know what you're thinking. Where do we start? Open your eyes and take a look around. Look here. Look at him. No, not him. Him. Former MI5.
Duty never ends.
He can get anywhere and erase anyone. See her?
Let's kick those bastards out of London.
She got kicked out of Oxbridge Robotics School for teaching him to, reproduce. And that fella over there? Proper bellend.
Come on, come at me.
He'll crack your skull just for looking that funny.
What am I gonna do tonight? Something makes me feel alright.
This had better be fucking good.
And allow me to introduce you to the deadliest of the lot. She's not old, she's experienced. Like I said, you can recruit anyone, and I mean bloody anyone. Him, her, everyone is a secret weapon. Find them, recruit them, build the resistance. Let's unfuck this world.
all is about as bad as it could possibly go. Your mission is to build a popular resistance in order to fight back against the sort of emergence of this authoritarian regime. From the open world and making them the characters in your resistance and the heroes of your gameplay and the stars of your story.
Play as anyone basically on the street, in the pub, just anywhere in your game. Even characters in a mission can be potential recruits into your DedSec team. You can profile them, you can learn about them, your team, and be part of your group of DedSec members.
These facts about their lives, and we've sort of just taken that to the logical conclusion of, okay, these aren't little simulated people in our world, how that affects gameplay and the fact that you can bring them onto your team. And so your DedSec is the people you've recruited. And my game's not going to be the same as your game. It's not going to be the same.
Where the new DedSec in London emerges from is kind of part of the mystery of the entire game. There isn't one star dude in the box who you get your story and your cutscenes from. It's literally the people that you recruit from the world are the stars of your story and the heroes of your gameplay.
It really is about who you've chosen to pull onto your team.
One of the main motivations of developing Crew to Granny off of the street and you know, take her into the big climactic cutscene, acting different animation, no matter which character you take in.
You haven't compromised that narrative experience and make sure that, you know, these people who you recruit to your team from a AAA game.
Wait, what happened to that bloke who helped me?
He didn't make it.
Every character in our game comes with them a unique trait. So some people are good at punching and melee, and some people are good at guns, and some people are good at... Maybe what you really need is the fact that your operatives keep getting arrested because you're not great at combat. And maybe you need to like recruit a lawyer, or you recruit a former lawyer, or you recruit some criminal that's been in jail a bunch of times that have specific traits.
Have a good melee trait. Or if you find someone who's an ex-spy, they might be really good with silenced pistols.
Everyone sort of has a kind of opinion about DedSec, whether they support it or they oppose it, and that will determine how much work you need.
The more someone dislikes DedSec, the more work you've got to do to get them onto your team. So you might have to do 2 or 3 different favors for them. And these favors being a loved one out of jail, or clearing a debt that they've got with one of the crime families, and they could also be really lighthearted.
You're taking a character that already sort of has this internal life. They have problems, they have memories, they remember what you've done. You're taking that character and then you're putting them on your team. And then all those sort of things that ability, their voice, the way they act, the way they move.
Once people come onto your team, you continue to customize them. So we've got a full progression path for each character. You level up, you earn XP, you have abilities, so like you're really customizing your team.
The characters remember, and they also remember when you do things. I'm fighting a bunch of enemies and maybe I kill 5 enemy soldiers. Those 5 enemy soldiers had friends and families. They'll remember that. They like DedSec a lot less. So like there's like sort of this cascading effect as you do act.
Permadeath is a really important part of Watch Dogs Legion, and we really wanted this to feel like a game about serious issues with serious consequences. And further, when you're building a team, we really want...
We actually chose London before the current political issues that are happening in the United States. So London provides really the perfect context for a Watch Dogs game.
And that apparatus and how does sort of state surveillance take shape in that world. And so we're able to really make our world feel grounded and credible because we're starting from a place that's extremely familiar and based on reality, and then going someplace that's sort of fantastical without completely detaching and becoming something that's sort of just science fiction.
On artists and construction workers and archaeologists, it's like, all right, so what kind of things can they do in the world? Like start thinking about not just a cool system that you're making, but what are you populating that system with? And then start exploring what are the interesting connections that show up between those two.
Anybody you see on the street feel like they belong, and that has the skills and appears in the cinematics and has their unique personality stay with them when they become playable. That's
you. It belongs to the player. I'm not the hero, you're the hero. That's what I want people to take.